All right, meantime, in Washington here, the future of President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill hangs in the balance. After passing the House by just one vote, the $3.8 trillion package faces a crucial Senate showdown amid fierce debate over tax cuts, spending cuts, and impact on the deficit.
And just days after officially leaving his position as the de facto head of Doge, Tesla CEO Elon Musk called the bill a disgusting abomination, claiming it risks exploding the national debt.
The bill makes the 2017 tax cuts by Trump permanent. It ends taxes on tips, overtimes, car loans, and adds $4,000 in tax breaks for seniors. But fiscal hawks like Senator Rand Paul warn it could still add $2 trillion to the deficit, while almost every single Democrat claims it's a gift to the wealthy.
But President Trump, he fired back on Truth Social today, saying, quote, Rand votes no on everything, but never has any practical ideas. His ideas are actually crazy. This is a big growth bill.
And with that, let's welcome in House Ways and Means Chairman Jason Smith of Missouri. Congressman, welcome, and thanks for coming on. We sort of laid out what's being touted as the pros of this bill and then also the cons. Perhaps you could address the concerns that even fellow Republican lawmakers have expressed about this One Big Beautiful Bill.
Sure. This bill delivers on all of President Trump's priorities that he campaigned on and 77 million Americans picked on. The largest tax cut in U.S. history, the largest mandatory spending cuts of $1.69 trillion in U.S. histories, including we're repealing more than $500 billion of the IRA, the Green New Tax Scam, including $200 billion of the EV tax credits. We also have the most significant welfare reforms in U.S. history, all within this bill. This is a very conservative bill. It is transformational from trying to reset government, but when people use the fake accounting notion coming from the Congressional Budget Office saying that just extending the current tax law will create trillions of dollars to the deficit is just bogus math.
Congressman, I mean, you've got Elon Musk. He's criticizing this. He believes that this is going to explode the debt. Some would argue that it might be a political win over the fiscal responsibility. What's your take on that?
No, I would say look at cutting $1.69 trillion in mandatory spending. That is 300 to 400% more than what has ever been cut in the history of America. Doge did some really great work. Over the last 4 to 5 months, they've cut about $175 billion. Our One Beautiful Bill cuts $1.69 trillion. That's a big difference. Could we cut more? I hope so. If the Senate can muster enough votes to pass it, that's great. But if we don't pass this bill, Americans will face the largest tax increase in the history of America, plus there will not be $1 that cuts spending.
I want to pivot to another deadline with you. Obviously, July 4th is when President Trump wants to see this bill done, but also July 9th, when those tariffs that had been on pause are scheduled to resume, presumably. A lot of those could be quite a hike. The president, though, his administration seems to imply that trade deals are on the way. Are you, Congressman, satisfied with the progress that some of these deals seem to be maybe going on behind the scenes, or would you like to see more concrete examples here so that there's no major concern about where these tariffs are all headed?
I am so thankful that we have a president and President Trump that is fighting for the American worker, the American manufacturer, and the American farmer to make sure that the consumers outside of the United States, which is 96% of the world's consumers are outside the United States, that they are treating us fairly, making sure that when it comes to any kind of tariffs, non-tariff barriers, that we're treated fairly. Unfortunately, we had a Biden administration that was out to lunch on trade policy. I am so thankful we have a president that's focused on it. There are going to be numerous different trade agreements that will be announced in the coming weeks. It's something that will benefit farmers, manufacturers, and the American worker.